the government simply announce that cases against Cockroach Janata Party protesters are being withdrawn and the FIRs disappear overnight? The short answer is no. And here is why. Over the past few days, governments in Delhi, Bihar, Assam, West Bengal have announced that they will review or even withdraw cases against peaceful CJP protesters. That sounds straightforward, but legally it is not. Because once an FIR is registered, it becomes the property of the court. That means an executive order by the government by itself cannot erase an FIR. So, what actually happens? If the government no longer wants to prosecute peaceful protesters or any protester for that matter, the police can file what's called a closure report before a court. Typically, a closure report is filed when the investigating agency finds no sufficient evidence to proceed with prosecution or concludes that the case was registered due to a mistake of fact or law. But in the current case, think of it as the police stating in its closure report that based on government's decision and the Supreme Court's recent directions, this case may be closed. But here's the important part. The police cannot simply close the case on their own. The court has to examine that report and take a decision. The judge decides whether to accept or reject that closure report. And until that happens, the FIR continues to exist. Moreover, legally, there is a provision for withdrawal from prosecution under the Section 360 of the BNSS. It allows a public prosecutor or assistant public prosecutor to withdraw from the prosecution of an accused at any time before the judgment is pronounced, but only with the consent of the court. If the withdrawal is sought before charges are framed, the accused is discharged, and if it is sought after charges have been framed, it results in an acquittal. So, senior advocate Maninder Singh also told the print that a political announcement to withdraw cases does not automatically terminate the criminal proceedings. He said that it merely empowers the prosecution, that is, the public prosecutor, to move an application before the court seeking withdrawal from prosecution. And thereafter, the magistrate has to follow the procedure prescribed under the law. A senior police officer summed it up perfectly. Once an FIR is registered, it becomes the property of the court. There is no legal provision to withdraw an FIR. The only legal route are a closure report or approaching the higher court for quashing. In other words, a government can express its intention, but it cannot bypass the legal process to withdraw or cancel any FIR. So, why are governments issuing these orders? One of the key demands by the Cockroach Janata Party was not to file any criminal case against peaceful protesters. After weeks of protest, the government agreed. With that assurance, the CJP called off its agitation and protesters went back home. Of course, it happened after Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan resigned, which was their key demand. But soon after, governments in Delhi, Bihar, Assam, West Bengal began issuing directions to review the arrests and criminal cases. Now, these directions flowed from the Supreme Court's order of 28 July, which had restrained coercive action against peaceful protesters who do not have any past criminal antecedents. But here is the important legal point. If the police now decides to close these cases, they are unlikely to say that there was no evidence which was found in these cases. Instead, legal experts say that the police will rely on this Supreme Court's order and these directions by the government while filing a closure report before the court. And ultimately, it is the court and not the government that decides whether an FIR can be closed. Former Supreme Court Judge Justice Abhay S. Oka also made this distinction very clear. He told the print that an FIR cannot simply be cancelled or deregistered once it is registered. If investigators find no evidence, they can file a closure report, but once again, the final call rests with the court. And here is where things get interesting. Not every state's order says the same thing. Delhi has been extremely careful with its wording. Its order doesn't actually direct the withdrawal of FIRs. Instead, it repeats the Supreme Court's direction and asks police to review arrests and exercise restraint against peaceful protesters. It also makes it clear that this protection does not apply to people with criminal antecedents. So in Delhi's case, the Supreme Court's order becomes the law, which will be cited by the police officials while filing these closure reports. Bihar has gone much further. Its order specifically talks about withdrawing cases against peaceful protesters. But even there, police officers say the legal route will be the same. The investigating officer will most likely file a closure report, the public prosecutor will support it, and then the court will decide. There's another important distinction. If an FIR is against unknown persons, which it mostly is in cases of rioting, it may be easier to close because nobody has been identified. But where specific people have been named or arrested, or serious offences like rioting, vandalism, or attempt to murder have been invoked, the legal scrutiny is much more rigorous. Which means the idea that hundreds of FIRs can disappear overnight with just a government order, it is simply not how the criminal law works. So to sum it up, governments can announce that they don't want to prosecute peaceful CJP protesters. Police can recommend a closure. Public prosecutors can support it. But only a court can bring a criminal case to an end, which in itself is a process. And until a judge accepts that closure report, the FIR remains very much alive. And before we leave, thank you to all of you for our 3 million YouTube subscribers and for helping us reach this milestone. Your support keeps us going and motivates us to keep delivering our best journalism every day. If you haven't subscribed yet, join the Print community by hitting the subscribe button. This is Ananya Bharadwaj reporting for The Print. Thank you for watching.